This is your marketing strategy right now. You are burning money on Facebook ads. You are grinding on LinkedIn. You are desperate for traffic. You think the problem is that not enough people know about you. But the problem isn't the water. The problem is the bucket. You are trying to fill a bucket with holes. You are inviting thousands of people to a website that doesn't know how to convert them. You are optimizing for top-of-funnel awareness when you haven't built the bottom-of-funnel infrastructure to actually close the deal. Smart builders do the opposite. They invert the funnel. They build the closing assets first. They make sure that if one person shows up, that one person buys. Only then do they turn on the traffic tap. If you run ads before you have these assets, you are donating your revenue to Mark Zuckerberg. Stop it. In this video, I am going to show you the inverted funnel strategy. I'm going to break down the 5 specific conversion assets you need to build this week to plug the holes in your bucket. These are not about us pages. These are psychological triggers designed for the high intent buyer, the person who is holding their credit card and looking for a reason to say yes. Build the trap before you chase the mouse. Let's operate. Marketing gurus tell you to start at the top. Get attention, go viral. That is advice for people who sell $5 products. If you sell high-ticket services or SaaS, you need to start at the bottom. We categorize traffic into intent tiers. Top, learn, curiosity. Middle, solve, problem-aware. Bottom, compare or buy, solution-aware. The inverted funnel means we build content exclusively for the compare and buy tiers first. Why? Because this is where the money is. Imagine you open a high-end steakhouse. Strategy A, top of funnel, you stand on the street corner screaming, "We have food," brand awareness. Strategy B, bottom of funnel, you make sure the tables are set, the menu is perfect, and the steak is cooking, so when the first guy walks in, he sits down and eats. If you bring 1,000 people into the restaurant, strategy A, but you have no tables and no menu, they leave. You just ruined your reputation at scale. We are going to build the menu and the tables today. We are going to build the assets that handle objections, prove value, and facilitate the transaction. Let's start with the asset that most founders are too scared to build. When a buyer is at the bottom of the funnel, they have already decided to buy something. Now they're just deciding who to buy from. They're searching for competitor X versus competitor Y. If you don't have a page on your site that controls this narrative, you are letting your competitor or G2 crowd control it for you. Asset number 1 is the comparison guide. You need a dedicated page that honestly compares your solution to the market leaders. The trap? Most people write propaganda. We are perfect, they suck. The fix? Radical transparency. The structure? The context, who is this for? The feature breakdown, a clear table, we have X, they have Y. The who wins verdict, admitting where they win. Yes, admit where they win. If you are a Fortune 500 company needing on-premise hosting, choose competitor X. If you are a lean agency needing speed, choose us. This builds massive trust. It tells the prospect, I'm not trying to trick you, I'm trying to fit you. This asset filters out bad leads, who would have churned anyway, and closes the good leads faster. In our programmatic template system, we call this the comparison schema. You can spin up 10 of these pages for every competitor you have. Do this before you run ads. High-ticket buyers love logic. They love math. They hate "trust me, it works." Stop telling them you save them money. Show them the math. Asset number 2 is the diagnostic calculator. This sits in the solve tier. It turns a vague problem into a specific number. Example, if you sell employee retention services, the asset is a cost of turnover calculator. The user experience, they enter their number of employees, average salary, and churn rate. The result is you're losing $450,000 per year. That number is the bleeding neck. Before they saw the number, your $10,000 service seemed expensive. After they see they're losing $450,000, your $10,000 service seems like a bargain. How to build it? You don't need to be a coder. Use a simple tool like Tally or a spreadsheet embed. Create a page titled Calculate Your Problem Cost. This is a high utility asset. It engages the user actively, not passively. If you run ads to a homepage that says, "We help you grow," you get a 1% conversion. If you run ads to a growth calculator, you get a 20% conversion. Build the calculator first. The number one objection at the bottom of the funnel is not price, it's uncertainty. The client thinks, okay, I pay you, and then what? How long does it take? What if it breaks? How much work do I have to do? If you don't answer this, they ghost you. Asset number 3 is the implementation roadmap or checklist. This is a visual asset that breaks down your process into steps. The format is from contract to launch in 4 weeks. Week 1, onboarding and audit. Week 2, strategy build. Week 3, execution. Week 4, live. Make this a native conversion point. Put it on your service page. Download our 4-week onboarding checklist. Why? Because it sells certainty. It shows them you have a system. It shows them you've done this before. It removes the fear of the unknown. When they download that checklist, they're mentally rehearsing working with you. That is a buying signal. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, price. Most B2B sites hide pricing, contact for quote. I get it, you have custom scope, but hiding price completely creates friction. It forces the user to jump through a hoop just to find out if they can afford you. Asset number 4 is the pricing logic page. You don't have to list a specific number if you're custom, but you must list the range and the logic. The headline, how we structure our fees. The content is, most projects fall between 10K and 20K. Here's what drives that cost up or down. Variables, timeline, complexity, team size. This does 2 things. 1, it filters, it scares away the cheap clients, good. 2, it anchors, it sets the expectation before the call. When you explain the logic behind the price, you're educating them on value. We charge more because we do a deep dive audit that prevents errors. Now your price isn't an expense, it's an insurance policy. This should be linked in your navigation. It is a buy intent asset. If someone clicks this page, they are serious. Most testimonials are trash. They were nice, good service. That doesn't convert. You need proof of transformation. Asset number 5 is the transformation case study. We don't want a quote, we want a story. We use the storytelling structure. The setup, the bleeding neck problem they had before you, the development, the specific mechanism you used to fix it, the payoff, the specific metric that improved. Title, how we reduced client X's churn by 40% in 90 days. Format, problem, agitation, solution. Don't bury these. Create a results page. Link your ads to this page. Don't take our word for it. See how we fixed this exact problem for Company X. This is the ultimate trust signal. It answers the question, will this work for me? Here's the truth. If you build these 5 assets, you might find that you don't even need ads, because when you start ranking for comparison keywords and capturing bleeding neck traffic, your organic conversion rate will skyrocket. But if you do run ads, send them here. Send them to the calculator. Send them to the case study. Don't send them to a generic homepage and hope for the best. Here's my challenge. Pause your ads. Spend this week building these 5 assets. Invert the funnel. Capture the high-intent traffic first. Now, once you have these assets built, you need to know how to drive organic traffic to them without relying on paid media. I break down the search-first strategy in this video, how to get consistent traffic in 15 minutes or less, no social media needed. Go build the asset. I'll see you in there.